There's all across the spectrum. Woo! We got a big show for you today, baby. We're talking about the Suicide Squad boycott. And I'll tell you right now, I am joining the boycott. That's right, folks. I refuse to see James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I'm not going to see it today. I'm not going to see it tomorrow. I'm not going to see it the day after tomorrow. And Friday morning, I'm not going to watch it on HBO Max. But I am seeing it Friday night. So my boycott's only about a week. But come on. You know, I got to see it. I am seeing it Friday night, and I'm very excited about that. Here's a riddle. If Pinocchio says his nose is about to go long, what happens? Here's another one. If you don't want to support the Warner Brothers, you don't want to support Warner Brothers, right? Aren't you kind of supporting by watching the Snyder Cut? So should you not watch the Snyder Cut to undercut Warner Brothers, but then you're undercutting Zack Snyder, but you want to support Zack Snyder? See, this is what makes someone like Aristotle or Plato. Plus, David Ayer had a lot to say. We didn't cover it last week, but we're covering it now. And Black Widow, drama, is the cracks begin to show in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What does Kevin Feige say? Well, we'll get into that too. Plus, Venom has a new trailer. It looks okay. And we're talking Black Panther 2 news. Kathy Griffin has some news. And Wes Craven. And last but not least, our very own Austin Lean, 316, has been cast as the Blue Beetle. Folks, I am very excited about this. Austin is going to be in the Blue Beetle movie. And, I mean, this is going to change everything for Pop Culture Corner. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Kevin, what did I tell you about calling me live during the show? What do you mean Austin's not actually in Blue Beetle? That's not him. That is Austin. He's in the Blue Beetle movie. What do you mean that's the kid from Cobra Kai? Oh, yeah, that is the kid from Cobra Kai. Oh. Damn it, why didn't you tell me this before? Wait, you did tell me. I never said they all look the same. I said most of them look the same. Don't put words in my mouth. Kevin, this is all your fault. You go downstairs in the basement, you put on the GIMP outfit, and you wait for me when the show's over. Damn it. Cobra Kai never dies. Cobra Kai never dies. Welcome to JIVIN with Jack. Gentlemen, welcome to Jivin with Jack. At this moment, I'm going to bring in my esteemed colleague who apparently is not the new Blue Beetle. Because I was actually going to watch the movie. Now I don't know if I'm going to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring in my co-host, the man with the $1 million voice, Austin Lean, 316. How are you, my friend?
That's right. I'm back. I'm back on the show, baby. I'm doing well.
Caden said that he made the joke that you look like him. I realized this months ago. When you first joined the team, a friend of mine, she was like, he looks like Miguel from Cobra Kai. I was like, oh, he does look like him. And now that you're growing out a beard looking disheveled, he actually looks more like you now.
Yeah. Yep. I can tell you right now that you actually have been informed correctly. The first time I am playing Blue Beetle. It's me. It's actually... That's my alternate identity. You know, look, I don't like to, go out and live, life and be bombarded, asking for autographs and, pictures. And, I like to live so I've created the secret identity of Austin Lynn, #Lean on me. And that's how I go about, it's how I can have enjoyment, besides the ever so hard work that is acting for the large screen.
Well, he's going to be in a B movie with Chucky Williams.
Oh, that would not be me. That's
gonna be ties. So you
that
and
would be
Blue
Ty.
Beetle versus him, and whatever that will be. We'll see who's the better actor.
Yeah.
But look, we got a new member today, John Rodell. Welcome, folks. The chats for today. If you're upset about it, talk to Ty. It's just subscriber only. So
subscriber only.
Subscribe, like, share, and throw some.
Join the cheapest one. It's me. It's $2.99. Flossing with Austin. If you want, say something, get in there. I know it's unusual, but I guess we're trying something new apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Look, John. I actually know a John Rodell. I don't know if that's actually him because I haven't talked to him since before COVID. But if that's you, John, thank you. And even if you're not, thank you.
Still, thank you. Yeah, right.
How's your weekend?
It was good, man. It was good. I'm trying to, just kind of relaxed and hung out on the couch, watched some. Well, it is unusual for this specific show. So yes, it is.
Yes.
But just chilled out on the couch and watched and hung out. Just a very, very chill, relaxed weekend. What about you, man? What about you?
I saw. Hold on, wait for it. You can't tell it's green. I saw The Green Knight Friday night.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
I'm not going to give any spoilers. It's a fantastic movie. Some people might not like it. If you're thinking it's going to be like Game of Thrones, a lot of fighting and dragons, there is action in it a little bit, but it is very much an art house film. The way it is filmed, I forget what good cinematography is. It is filmed well. The lighting is used very well. I mean, you feel like you're in medieval times. One thing a lot of period pieces do, they make everyone look too pretty. When you're talking about the Dark Ages, they didn't have clean shaves. The women didn't have makeup on. Their eyebrows were not plucked. The story is really interesting. I do recommend, this sounds weird, but look up a summary of the story of The Green Knight because the director does something different. And the movie does require you to at least have a cursory knowledge of the story. Just look up The Green Knight story. It's a good movie. It's a different movie. I enjoyed it. I would like to see more movies like that. I hope we see more movies like that. 2 thumbs up from Jack.
I can't wait, man. Obviously, like I said, I chilled out this weekend. I kind of made an effort to go see Suicide Squad, which was great and stuff, but I did feel it a couple of days later. So yeah. I'm just kind of relaxing and even today yesterday was a little bit. Last night was a little bit of a tossing, turning night, but I'm alive and I'm awake. So
yeah, you guys did a show. I think I came back home from bingo. I host bingo too, and all of a sudden I see we're going live. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, man. We are trying to tap into that late night crowd. I want it. Ty wants it, and it's weird. I'll be on YouTube at like 10:30 my time. Yeah. 10 or 11:30, and some of these guys, have like 100 people in the chat. I'm like, people are up apparently. So
people are up all across the world. Our dear friend Prakash, it's like 3 a.m, but he watches in India. And it's interesting I brought Prakash because our first topic today is going to be the sort of Suicide Squad boycott mixed within what David Ayer said, mixed with what the red carpet is saying. A lot going on there. So, you know what? Caden, hit that transition. True fact. Every time we go into transition, we automatically pause, and we're stuck like this.
Right.
So I think you guys may have talked about this yesterday, but I met Tyler, our creator, through these Snyder cut groups. They have certain groups with thousands of members. I met Tyler through them, and I have been actually kind of surprised at some of the toxicity. I'm not talking about the opinions of people who are like, oh, if you're going to see Suicide Squad, you're anti-Zack Snyder. And we've talked about this, and I can see both sides of it. I'm going to go see it Friday night for the first time. I got my tickets in IMAX at Showcase or X Plus, whatever the hell it's called.
Right.
I'm going to go see it. And yeah, Tyler, the creator, yes. That was his idea, the super chats only or the members only chats. I want all the grimy, cheap bastards, the fans, the toxic fans, the ones you find in dirty corners who are stealing internet from a daycare center. You come to me.
Right. Give me the KFC internet people.
Yeah, KFC internet people.
Bring me all the fast food internet peoples. All the Starbucks internets. We want it all.
But listen, I'm not saying this is going to make no difference. Ty was saying the other day, like, it's not like they have a huge impact. Like, this is going to like hurt the box office that much. But this is a dual release. This will be on HBO Max and it'll be in the theaters. Yes. And as we've seen from Fast 9, if you just go all theaters, you might end up doing better. I'm curious to see how this does compared to Black Widow. Black Widow had a very good first weekend, and then it kind of.
But and that's the same thing with Fast and Furious. It had a very good first weekend, and then it took a massive dip. I don't.
But its international numbers were great though. Like that was the one thing. I think it's at 500 million internationally.
Okay. Yeah, but
Fast and Furious has never been big domestically. It's always like 150, 200, and then domestically it's like boom.
Exactly. So look, this is kind of a test, right? To see what's up, Tuscan. It's kind of a test to see what. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in its second weekend. I hope it does well. But obviously, we'll see. There's been kind of a history with all the movies that have been coming out lately that after the first weekend there's a lot of hype, and then all of a sudden they've been taking a dip. So I hope for the best. I can tell you, I loved the movie. I know.
I have a feeling we're gonna like it too. But okay, let's talk about this. You and I, we were fans of the Snyder Cut. We wanted the Snyder Cut. Ty is a hardcore Snyder Cut person. Even our old colleague Justice, who was not a fan of Zack Snyder, did say he wanted to see that version of the film. You know what I mean? Like he kind of gave it his, kind of like, okay, I would like to see it. And he liked it. A lot of people liked it. But a lot of people also feel that, hey, if we go out and support this movie, and I'm not going to knock the people for doing this. I'm a capitalist. You don't want to spend your money. That's fine. We're saying, look, this is the Hamada verse. This is the Jeff Johns, Toby Emmerich verse. And if we go and support this film, we're going to be doing damage to Zack Snyder because we're telling Warner Brothers that, hey, even though you're not giving us what we want, which is the Snyder verse restored, we're going to still pay to see your money. And Warner Brothers would be like, good.
Yeah.
You can keep crying online, but as long as you pay us money to see the Suicide Squad, to see the Flash, to see Aquaman 2, we're okay with that. So I can see that side of the argument. But on the other hand, I'm a DC fan. I'm actually excited about this movie. The movie is getting ridiculous reviews. You guys both saw it. You loved it. Me and Caden have not seen it. We're going to see it this weekend.
Yeah,
I'm more hyped about this than any other movie. I was kind of hyped for Fast 9. I was kind of hyped for Black Widow. But now that the reviews are coming out, and it was very smart by Warner Brothers to let early reviews come out, let the hype spread, I want to see it. I want good DC movies. I want Snyderverse to be restored, but I also want a good Suicide Squad. I want a good Aquaman 2. I want a good Flash movie. I want a good Shazam 2. I still want that world to grow. It's not either this or that. I want both, but I'll take what I can get. What do you think?
Absolutely. And look, we've been talking a lot about it. We'll see. I thoroughly enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I didn't think I was going to. But I really, really, really liked it. I keep saying that it's a much needed win for DC. Yeah. Okay. After everything that we've been through, theatrically, all the crappy movies, this is, there will be some people who don't like it for whatever reason. That's their reason. It won't be because James Gunn directed it or because it's not in the Snyderverse. I can tell you that because I know those people and their reasons for not liking it are different than that. But
yeah, I mean,
most people, but most people, I can tell you right now, general audiences, and I think most comic fans alike are going to like this movie. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean in that this is a much needed win for DC. It's not. How many movies have we had with DC where it's like half and half? People love it or hate it. You love it or hate it. You love it or hate it. Wonder Woman 1984, Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel, all these films. Even the first Suicide Squad has its little cult fan base.
Yeah.
And it's like, which is fine, which is totally fine. And so I want to, I know I kind of went off. I went off on some rants last night, so I wanted to kind of clear one thing up in that. Look, I totally.
I only watch the shows that I'm on. I'm joking. I didn't
I
have time to watch that. You guys were asleep. I was asleep. I woke up this morning and
I know it was a late show. It was a late show, but look, I totally, I'm fine. Of course, you can have a different opinions. Of course, you cannot like something for legitimately not liking something.
And here's the thing, I might not like this movie. Who knows?
You might not like that movie, and I will 100% back that, Jan. I 100. What I will not back is you going, I'm not going to go see this movie because it's not what I want. And I'm going to trash it and talk about it anyways.
Here's the thing.
That's what
I'm a capitalist. If it's your money, you don't want to spend it, then don't spend it. No one's forcing you. Go see The Green Knight this weekend. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My issue isn't with that, but some of the fans, I've seen this because in these groups, and there's a lot of them. I mean, we're talking about lots of likes and shares. Someone will say, hey, look, you know what? I want the Snyderverse restored. I want to see it happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll have to live with that. But I am going to see the Suicide Squad. I want to see it. And the attacks that happen, the attacks that directed at that person, I'm like, geez, come on. And I get it. We had someone on our show. I brought this up a couple of times. A couple of weeks ago, we did one of our first panel discussions on Wednesday when we replaced Quick Tip. Someone said you can either support Zack Snyder or you can support the DCEU. And I said, why can't I do both? And they're saying, well, it's because you're supporting Walter Hamada, you're supporting Toby Emmerich and stuff. Look, that same team of guys, well, not Hamada, still gave us Man of Steel, BVS, and that stuff. And I would say that Shazam was a win. It didn't have huge box office numbers, but it was a win.
Right.
I liked Aquaman. I thought that was a huge win for DC. Wonder Woman 1984, I have mixed feelings about, but I watched it a second time in theaters, and I enjoyed it. I'm not saying I loved it. I'm not saying it was great. I still think the first one was. It's not that bad of a film if you don't like it, but that's cool. I did not like Black Widow. I didn't like Black Widow. So look, and so anyone who says, "Oh, Jack, you've already made up your mind, you're going to like this," I'm like, no. But from the people I know, like you, like Ty, well, Ty likes everything. Ty likes everything. Everything's like the greatest movie I've ever seen.
He has been. No, there was something he didn't like recently, and I can't remember. But he's been on a tangent.
Yeah. But like, I might not like this movie. You guys know what I said about Black Widow. If I don't like it, I'll say I don't like it. But I will go see this movie because I want DC to have a win, partially because I've not been too happy with a lot of the Marvel content, with the exception of Loki. Maybe. I'm not saying they're making bad products. I'm just saying they're not doing anything different. And the DCEU, would this be their first R-rated theatrical release? Because Joker was not DCEU.
No. Birds of Prey made it out.
Birds of Prey was R-rated, yeah. So again, they're taking another risk. That movie was right before the pandemic, but it didn't make huge money. It was a risk, and they're still taking risks. DC can beat Marvel by taking risks. Yes, Zack Snyder was a risk that didn't yield the net return you wanted, but I still think a Justice League 2, if it were to be released in a couple of years, would be a big movie. But it's not going to stop me from watching the Suicide Squad. And if it's good, I'm going to say kudos. James Gunn has nothing to do with this.
Tyler said it right. I'll take both. I want the Snyderverse, and I want what James Gunn's doing. We talked about it last night again too. I'm actually all for James Gunn taking over something like Justice League 2 or doing things like that. I know people want to riot and get all upset about that, but here's the thing, and there's been a lot of conversations on Twitter and stuff, is that we need to start having an open mind and thinking clearly, not with a mentality of anger or getting revenge or
Yeah.
We have to, if we want the Ayer cut, then let's be smart about it.
Exactly.
Let's wait till this movie passes. Then let's bombard Gunn and Ayer and the cast of these guys and go, hey, tweet with us, release the Ayer cut in November when they don't have a movie to promote and when they may actually join in. What did we see last night on Variety? With Variety.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Asking, the cast, would you want to see the Ayer cut? And everybody was like, yeah. Look, it's not. It can happen, but and
Lyman.
Right, and real quick, kudos. I do, and I said it last night because I know I
Kelsey.
Again, I went off on a little rant. Hi, Kelsey. I know I went off on a little rant last night, but again, I do commend and I have definitely regained a bit of respect for the Ayer cut community, as they have decided to move the campaign event from this Thursday to next week.
That's respect. You're showing.
That's respect. That is respect.
Brought up John Cena. Cena, I thought Cena is a company man. You ever watch him with the WWE? WWE treats their wrestlers like crap, but their top stars like The Rock, John Cena, Austin, Hogan, they are treated like royalty. He said, this is what I've learned. Do what the fans want. And WWE has done that. Like if certain wrestlers are like, okay, they did it with Becky Lynch, they did it with Daniel Bryan. So he understands winning the crowd. Here's a guy that's been popular for about 15, 20 years in the WWE universe. He is the most popular wrestler right now. You got someone here who is incredibly popular. Oh my God, we lost. Austin has to go film the Blue Beetle. But Cena said, give the fans what they want. Give the fans what they want. Now, I can understand there's apprehension about doing that too much. And some people have said, by giving us the Snyder Cut, now we want the Snyderverse restored, right? Well, those of us who wanted the Snyder Cut wanted that anyway. And all the Snyder Cut did was prove to us that we were right. That we were right over Toby Emmerich and Jeff Johns, who did Justice League. So my issue is, if you want to boycott the movie, I'm not telling you you're stupid or whatever, but I'm asking you to just consider this. You can do both. You can enjoy a good Suicide Squad if it's good. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's going to be good. I think I'll like it. If the reviews are right, I'll like it. But you can still support David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Look, Variety's red carpet asked every person, Margot Robbie, they asked Charles Roven, they asked John Cena, they asked Joel Kinnaman, to their faces, do you want this done? The fact that Variety, a major publication, all right, this isn't Comic Book Resources or even us. This is a major publication asking people about the Ayer cut of the Suicide Squad on a red carpet premiere for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. So you guys have had an immense impact. You don't want to ruin it. Don't review the bomb the movie. I'm asking you that. Don't watch it. You can maybe give a comment that, look, I don't want to go see it. That's fine. I'm not going to hate you for not seeing it. But what I am saying is that you can do both. Yes, when you buy, look, forget about the Suicide Squad. Anytime you watch anything on HBO, your money is going to Warner Brothers. You watch Friends on HBO, you watch Sopranos on HBO, you watch the Harley Quinn TV show, all that money at the end of the day goes to Warner Media or Discovery Warner, whatever they're called. So even though you might skip this movie, your money still goes. Every time you watch the Snyder Cut, I plan on buying the Snyder Cut 4K box set. Guess who's getting that money? It's going to go to Warner Media. You're going to be supporting them regardless. So what I'm saying is, look, we're a fan community. We have our anger issues. We have our problems, yada, yada, yada. Boycotting this movie, I don't believe, will help the David Ayer cut or the Snyderverse from being restored. In fact, I think it might have the opposite effect. I think Warner Media or whoever the new heads are going to be in the coming year or two are going to harden. They're going to be like, F these fans. Look, you guys made it happen. The Snyder Cut came out back in March. Wow. I feel like it just came out. The Ayer Cut is trending. The Ayer Cut is being talked about by major publications. Forbes, again, a major mainstream publication, did an opinion piece saying we should see the Ayer Cut. So your voices are being heard. All I say is don't poison your voices, because this is how the media works. You just need one crazy fan to say something too far, if they haven't already, and the media will pick up on that. It happened to us. They called us toxic. The Snyder Cut fans, like, oh, you people are toxic. You guys harass people. Why? Because a handful of people would go online and they would attack cast members. They would attack Warner Brothers. They would attack so-and-so. People had nothing to do with the Snyder Cut. It would attack them. And then what the media did was it took those people and they're like, whoa, this is a Snyder Cut movement right here. See these hateful comments? See these toxic comics? That's the entire Snyder Cut movement. And they try to pollute that. I guarantee you, the executives who are not for restoring the Snyderverse are using that. Like, see these fans over here? They will win if we restore the Snyderverse. They're going to say the same thing about the Ayerverse or the Ayer Cut. I think that we're in a better position today to see David Ayer's cut of the Suicide Squad than we were at the beginning of the summer. At the beginning of the summer, it seemed like a pipe dream. It didn't seem like it was going to happen. It didn't seem like it was on a good track. But now people are paying attention. People are listening. Let's take a look at what David had written. Let me look at the comments real quick. We got Austin. What's on Jack's face? Oh, it's a little Band-Aid. Ayer cut was inevitable. And integrity. I think you might have lost hope with some of our opinions. We still want the Snyderverse restored. And look, there's some rumors. We're going to talk about The Flash a little bit later that people are listening. Ben Affleck, we know, is back. Henry Cavill might be back. We don't know. We do know. We kind of know. We'll get into that later. But those are two of the big missing pieces. The third missing piece is Zack Snyder, is David Ayer. Warner Brothers has said, David Zaslav, that he wants to reach out and repair some relationships. You know he's talking about Chris Nolan. You know he's talking about Zack Snyder. James Gunn, Zack Snyder, and David Ayer are very good friends. David Ayer has been supportive of James Gunn. James Gunn has been supportive of David Ayer. Maybe not publicly saying restore the Ayer cut or release the Ayer cut, but that has been there. It's a Band-Aid. Is this the same stuff as last night? Kind of, yeah, but except you get to hear it from me. I pregame my shows, baby. Here we go. This is what he wrote. This is what David Ayer wrote. And they came out last week, but I do want to touch on it. He says, I'm not who you think I am. He talks about growing up in South Los Angeles, hood rat bleep as a kid. He got arrested. He had taken the bus to Crenshaw to see Gang Lady twice a month. He talks about his own negative experiences. He talks about his negative experiences and how he channeled that into this movie, Suicide Squad. It wasn't supposed to be as funny or as goofy and as over the top. He says he didn't have music playing every 32 seconds for people to listen to. He had a very different movie, and it seems more and more that, yeah, like Zack Snyder's Justice League, this was intended to be another movie. So I get that there's hesitation. There's a little bit of hesitation because you're like, okay, by moving on to James Gunn's movie, we're doing this service to this guy. And while I understand that argument, I would say that it is counterintuitive to either review bomb the Suicide Squad or not see it to help us get the Ayer cut. I would say that supporting the film as a fan, and you can still hate it. If you watch the Suicide Squad and you don't like it, be honest, because I might not like it. I have yet to see it. But I do ask that you guys keep an open mind. Jesus Christ, that took a long time. Where'd you go?
Yeah, man, sorry.
I'm like expositing for like 5 minutes straight, and everyone's like, okay, I guess it's Jack doing a Jack attack.
Right. No, look, and Adam said what's not true. I can tell you right now, Adam, it's not true that they I guess you can kind of twist it to where you can say they stopped it out of their love for Ayer. But I've heard differentently. I've heard differently. Either way, though.
Why would stopping it for Ayer? How would that help Ayer?
Either way, I am happy that they did it because it's the right, respectful thing to do. But you know, again, we won't get into details. But I can tell you right now, it's not because of love for Ayer or Gunn for that matter.
I do have to give, I mentioned this earlier, I got to give credit for the marketing because a lot of times Marvel movies, you won't get the reviews until 2 days before the movie comes out. Warner Brothers or someone at DC Films is smart. Let's do early reviews. Let's get people watching this so that the word, because there was no big buzz in the general audiences. I'm not talking about comic book fans. I'm talking about the people that made the MCU what it is. I'm talking about the people that DC wants, which is the general audiences. By doing this early, by giving us early reviews, they also did it with The Dark Knight, by the way, and that worked out really well. I think they're going to have a very nice box office haul in addition to HBO Max. Unfortunately, HBO Max has not released their numbers, but I do think. Do you think this could make $100 million this weekend in the U.S. box office?
No,
you don't think so?
I don't think anything's going to make that much money until Spider-Man or I don't know what, maybe possibly. I mean, it'd be cool if something like Dune were a film to do that. But no, I don't think it's I think it's going to be maybe a couple months before we see, before we see those types of numbers come back.
I've heard some criticisms, that this movie is just an R-rated version of the Guardians of the Galaxy? Did you get that vibe?
Thinking back on it, yes, there are a lot of jokes. But it is different. It is different than the Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought, anyways. Yeah. But there are definitely similarities. Yeah, it's edgy and there's a lot of jokes, but there's also some really great moments that just and it's it's a bigger team than Guardians. There's differences, but I can see
Snyder
where
cut,
people.
I think I'm the most excited for this movie. I was excited for Fast 9 just because I knew what I was getting. I was kind of excited for Black Widow. This one I'm really excited for because, critics are not easy to please, and if critics are liking it, but to be fair, critics generally like comic book movies. But the overwhelmingly positive reviews, I know we say with Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter, but it does matter. People do pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes. Even we do. If we see good reviews, we're like, okay, it's got to be good, Integrity says, I have no desire to see the Suicide Squad. Talking sharks are my thing. But that's in the comics. In fact, they did King Shark in the Flash show.
And from the Harley, and he's in the Harley Quinn show. Yeah. No, see, you got that, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta put those types of things aside. You just do for a second. I know you may not want. Look, I had no desire to see John Cena's Peacemaker. I still walked away. I don't like John Cena from that movie.
That sounded like you were saying a euphemism.
But yeah, right.
John Cena's Peacemaker. That's what I was like. Wait, what? It took me a second to register that.
I don't want to see that either.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Right. But look, you just got to put those things aside because when you do, you enjoy the movie and you can see it for what it is, and it's good. It's a good movie, and like I said, I'm not a fan of John Cena, but he did well with this movie. And
did you actually see him in this movie?
Barely. Yeah.
Very much like him and Drax together. It'll be like no one on screen.
Right. I'll tell you this, Integrity. I'm sorry. King Shark was one of my favorite characters. One of the best.
Everyone is saying he's sort of like.
And there's some scenes. He's not just all dumb and fun jokes. There's some scenes where he's badass.
Okay. I was worried about that. I thought they were gonna do like an I Am Groot situation where he's just like the lovable kind of like dope.
Even there's scenes of Guardians of the Galaxy. There's some scenes where Groot's badass too. You don't remember that scene where he just starts beating everybody up with his arms?
We've seen from the trailer that you see King Shark eating a dude, and it's like blood and everything. I'm like,
it gets way. You see him take on way more than that. But that's all I say.
Did it have the war vibe? I know someone has said
it did.
It did
have a little bit of a. It did have a little bit of a warish vibe, yes, and that's what I guess Gunn was going for. Was kind of that gritty war tone.
Did he use Vietnam era music? Or did he use?
Some actually he used some punk rock. He used a bit of punk rock, if I remember, and I really enjoyed that. I was like, yeah, kind of brought me back to my punk days.
Like some Dead Kennedys, some Sex Pistols.
He said, I'm just saying, other than Planet of the Apes, I'm just usually not interested in movies with talking animals if everyone loves. It's just too much for my taste. You're telling me you don't like Finding Nemo and Zootopia, Integrity?
I think he probably means like in.
Come on, dude. The Lion King?
Killer Croc. Come on, he's man. Not a talking animal. Well, he's a human, but still.
Killer Croc?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It was modernized music. It wasn't, but if I remember, there were a couple punk songs. I'd actually like to look at the soundtrack when it's out. But yeah, it was more modern day music than like the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack and things like that.
Yeah, Integrity. At no point am I. I guess I'm trying to convince you to go see it, but if you don't want to see it, I have no problem with that.
I'm trying to convince you to see it to form your own opinion before prejudging it without seeing it. That's all I want. If you see it and go, I still hated it, I'm going to be like, cool. You saw it. Still hated it.
Hine says, I want Grodd in a movie. You know what? They did
Grodd
pretty well in the Flash show. I actually was surprised. I thought they did him really well in the show. I mean, that would be kind of cool to see. And look, the door is open right now. James Gunn has gotten so many characters I've never heard of into this thing. And, I mean, that's what he did with the Guardians of the Galaxy. How many people were reading Guardians of the Galaxy comics prior to 2014?
Oh man, I would love to see I would love to see Grodd in a movie. Absolutely.
Now, we know that James is going to be doing Guardians 3 after this. Do you think he comes back to DC? I don't know if he's going to do a 4th Guardians movie if they ever keep going with that franchise, but do you think he comes back to DC? And
yeah.
Maybe does either 3 or maybe does something else.
Yeah, I think he's going to be back at DC for sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, and it's different too because there he gets to really do whatever he wants. Obviously, like at an R-rated level, he gets to, really like Marvel. He still has those parameters, but and he has said he has something in the works at DC. So,
Nick Carr, we're about to switch into a little bit of the Flash. I know the guys talked about it yesterday, but here's the thing: we all have opinions, but mine is the most important one.
Oh boy.
That's what matters. But yeah,
oh boy.
Any last thoughts about Suicide Squad, David Ayer, that you want to say? Maybe we can get what's his name?
I think I've said my piece. I think
okay,
I've said my
we
piece.
know he's
yes, integrity. Stallone is the shark guy.
James is still working. He did the Suicide or the Peacemaker show, and according to our producer Caden Reed, he said he's something in the works with DC. So, DC, the ball is in your court. You do this. You do this justice to the Flash. You do justice to the Aquaman 2. You do justice to, what the hell is it called? Shazam 2, Black Adam. And you do justice to the Snyderverse. You have momentum. Build on that momentum. Give us everything. Michael Keaton's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman. We are wanting to consume. And Paul said last week he just hates that there's very little content for DC. So do it. All right, folks.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little bit about the Flash. So, Caden, get your trigger figure ready and let us transition. And we're back. All right. Yes. So, the Flash. Is Henry Cavill in the Flash? The logical part of me says no, but
$1 question.
I'm curious. I looked up what our friend Ping Pong Flicks, Chris said at Ping Pong Flicks. His name is Chris, right? Yeah, whatever. The guy from Ping Pong Flicks. Here's how this all started. Just to give you, I know you guys talked about it last night, but I said I want to talk about it. I do. It's my name. Austin, go take a nap.
Right.
So basically,
I'm still here. I'm just not.
He's still here. You better not be touching yourself.
Oh, you have no. No, I'm not. Yes, I mean,
you sure like
you don't know what I'm doing.
We're also going to talk about Black Widow too, but okay. So here's where this kind of started. Someone on Twitter posted this. Someone, could be anyone, right? Posted that a few weeks ago I did some work on the new Flash movie with Superman and Batman on set at the same time. Boyhood dream come true. And all of a sudden, this dude's like, whoa, I got a lot of engagement on this. And he posted a picture. We do have, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Jesus, got some engagement. Sorry for not replying sooner, but I actually have a life. I love how he said this because that's good, man. I have a life outside Twitter. You should.
Right.
Yes, Cavill. Not saying anything else. Also, we'll be deleting the tweet, so you fanboys better screenshot it quick before it's gone. And we screenshot it. We screenshot it all. So we briefly showed you part of the image right there because this show gets in a lot of trouble. Last week, I mentioned the name of the guy who ran Germany from like 1933 to 1945, and they demonetized us. I kid you not. So we can't afford to get demonetized. YouTube comes out like, oh, you cannot mention that person's name. We demonetize you. We take your money. We send it to Argentina. Anyway, so we have the image. We can't show it. We can talk about it. I don't even think we can link to you to it because if we linked it to you, we get in trouble. But this person posted that image. He was the first person to post that image. So this person right here who said he saw Superman, like I could make a tweet and say I saw Superman and Batman, but then this dude posted that image, right? Pretty crazy, right? And then here we go. Vieweranon, who is kind of hit or miss, said, I'm going to feel like an ass if this doesn't pan out. But two different people, both whom I trust, have sworn to me that Henry Cavill is in The Flash. Now, here's what's interesting. Our producer, Caden, made this point. He said that he was on set with Superman and Batman. And Kanan pointed out that, hey, ooh, you know what? I'll be honest with you. This is what I always wanted. Jiving with Jack, I have to keep stupid Austin on, but this is what I wanted. Just you and me, mano y mano. Kind of like how T.Y.'s corner was for the last couple months. But here's the thing. Ben Affleck still isn't in England yet. He's busy doing Jenny from the Block, and can you blame him? So our producer Caden pointed this out. I'm going to give him credit for this. He's like, if Ben Affleck isn't in England whenever this person was when he took this photo, does that mean that we have Henry Cavill's Superman and Michael Keaton's Batman? See, my first thought was when I saw this tweet, was like, well, maybe he actually meant to write Supergirl and there was like a stupid autocorrect, but he doubles down. He says, no, I saw Henry Cavill. And look, this Flash movie has the potential to be the biggest DC. Look, you don't think there. So we know there are executives who hate the Snyderverse, but there are also executives who are on Zack's side. And we know that these directors are on Zack's side. Don't you think that by bringing Henry Cavill in and Ben Affleck in together on screen for the first time, on the big screen at least, in 4 years, isn't going to blow the box office open? Tell me you're not going to go see it and like, oh my God. It might be one scene. Henry Cavill might be in there for one scene. But just seeing him with Michael Keaton's Batman or Affleck's Batman, doesn't matter. Maybe it's an alternate version of Superman in this universe. Who knows? But tell me that is not cheddar cheese. And it seems like, look, Warner Brothers is putting a lot of investment in this film, as they should. They owe a lot to the fans. They owe a lot to his fans. And I personally would love to see it. Now, here we go. Let's get to the other side. Let's take the devil's advocate position. Our very good friend, Humberto Gonzalez. As you know, Humberto Gonzalez is a very trustworthy source. He said the Snyder Cut was a pipe dream. It was never going to happen. He said, the Blue Beetle announcement, blah, blah, blah. So he's very trustworthy. And if you can't note the sarcasm in my voice, this mother trucker said he isn't going to be in the Flash. Look at him with his blue check mark. Ooh, he's so special. He isn't going to be in the Flash movie, and in fact doesn't currently have a deal to reprise Supes in any movie. And then, here we go, Man of Stephen wrote, he also said that Affleck would only be Bruce Wayne in the Flash. The Snyder Cut isn't happening. And here's what's interesting. The fact Warner Brothers pushed the Blue Beetle announcement via the Wrap tells me something is up. Folks, this isn't the first time Warner Brothers has done this. Do you recall a few days before the Affleck announcement happened, a few days before DC Fandom 2020, our dear friend Ray Fisher came out with a nasty list of things. We didn't know what had happened with Ray Fisher. He comes out and he announces, this is what happened to me when I was working with Joss Whedon. This is what happened to me when I worked with Jeff Johns. This is what happened to me when I worked with Walter Amato, when he talked to me about this. They're trying to, and what happened? They immediately and prematurely, speaking of prematurely, I think that's what Austin is doing right now, prematurely announced that Affleck was coming back. Look, I was happy about that. But you could tell that was planned for DC Fandom. There's no doubt that they were going to announce on DC Fandom, along with side either the Flash panel or the Snyder Cut panel. They were probably going to announce it then. So what did they do? They immediately announced, Ben Affleck is back, guys. Go away, Ray Fisher. Go away, Ray Fisher. Go away. Now, I don't know how much Humberto Gonzalez knows. Chances are he has official sources who are lying to him and saying, no, he's not going to be in this. No. He's not going to be in this. And look, that's how Warner Brothers should play. Warner Brothers, could you imagine if Warner Brothers told you? Doesn't that kind of ruin the surprise? Aren't you now, even if you were against, oh, yeah, J.K. Simmons. Okay, that's another one. Here we go. Integrity. Integrity's kept the faith. He's kept the faith. J.K. Simmons is in talks right now to come back as Commissioner Gordon. So he will be the father of, I think her name is, I forgot the actress's name. Kate, if you look, who's playing Batgirl, right? We saw an African-American black girl. She's half black and half Hispanic, I believe. And we said, oh, it can't be J.K. Simmons. I mean, did you guys not see Spider-Man Far From Home or Spider-Man Homecoming? You know, Peter's in love with a black girl, and it never occurred to us that her father is Michael Keaton. Yes, biracial children do happen. And it's very much possible that James Gordon's wife in the DCEU, J.K. Simmons' wife, is an African-American. Yes. So you are seeing, are we going to get like the Snyderverse restored immediately, like Justice League 2 and 3 are happening? No. But in some ways, I feel like it's kind of trickling down. were kind of here's the thing. Warner Brothers doesn't want to admit they were wrong. They know they were wrong, but they still want your money. So what are they going to do? They bring J.K. Simmons back. You remember that images of photos of J.K. Simmons getting like really jacked to play Gordon? That panned out. But look, yeah, that's her right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, Austin's back. Austin, man, where have you been? Where'd he go? What happened to Austin? There, Austin. Austin, say something. I think your camera's frozen. Oh my God, that's the kid from Cobra Kai. My bad. That's not Austin. There he is. By the way, this kid is a phenomenal actor. We're going to get to him because I love that kid. Probably one of the reasons I like Austin, because he reminds me of him. But so you have J.K. Simmons coming back, as Integrity was saying. You have Ben Affleck back since last August, right? Henry Cavill may be back. We don't know. I think we do, but maybe we don't know. The Flash movie already was star-studded. And if Henry Cavill is back even for one role, that would be phenomenal. Look, I'm excited for Michael B. Jordan's Val-Zod. I'm apprehensive about the Clark Kent they're going to do with J.J. Abrams and Ta-Nehisi Coates, but I'll give it a chance. But to me, Henry Cavill is Superman. He is a bankable star. You could say 4 or 5 years ago, like, okay, he's Superman. What else has he done? Right now, there are rumors he's going to do Mass Effect. He's attached to Highlander, another big franchise. He's attached to The Witcher, which I cannot wait to see. Witcher Season 1 is one of the few shows on Netflix that I watched twice within like a 1 month period. I enjoyed it. He is a huge star. He's a big star. And from all accounts, he is a very nice guy. He's young. He's good looking. He's already staying in shape. He's not becoming skinny. He's staying in shape. This is a guy who's very committed to his craft. You can hate BVS. You can hate Man of Steel. But you could say that even in Justice League, for what we want to say about that movie, he was not the problem. He has always been good in the role. He did the Christopher Reeve Superman in Justice League. We saw the darker Superman in Snyder's verse. The man is a pretty good actor. And he's still young. He's still in his 30s. I would love, maybe this is them testing the waters. We're not sure if we want to bring Henry Cavill back. But if we bring him in The Flash, you don't think Warner Brothers marketing team and algorithm people are going to be looking at how do people react? Will Henry Cavill be trending on Twitter the weekend The Flash comes out? Will people be saying, oh my God, Henry Cavill's back? And then based on that, boom, they announced Man of Steel 2. Maybe Zack Snyder produces it, probably not directs it, but they announce it. We may not get the Snyderverse the way we wanted to get it, which is like they just come out and say, look, we're going to make Justice League 2 and 3. But I feel like this is their way of kind of like, slowly getting into it. It's sort of like, you ever had beer for the first time? The first time you had beer, it tasted awful. But eventually you had a couple of sips, you got used to the taste, and then you developed your own. I think Nick Carr right now is drinking beer. How you doing, Nick? You kind of sort of get used to the taste. Caden, do me a favor. Find out where the hell Austin went. I can't. Here we go. Let me look at some of this. So we have Tyler Roberts. Every couple of weeks, something happens that makes it ridiculous. Obviously, the Zack Snyder's Justice League is relaunching the Snyderverse. And yeah, but I would say Integrity, they're not going to launch it. They're going to ease you in. That's what I'm trying to say. They're going to ease you in back into the Snyderverse. How are they going to do it? J.K. Simmons. He's going to be in the Batgirl show. Ben Affleck is back in The Flash. Henry Cavill, possibly in the Flash movie. And here's the thing. Why doesn't Warner Brothers just come out and say, we just want to clarify, Henry Cavill is not in the Flash movie? Why aren't they doing that? They can debunk stuff. Look at Ann Chernoff's article where she's like, this is a cul-de-sac. Or no, Walter Amada said it. We are done with the Snyderverse. That was a pretty bold statement. They could do that, but they're not because they don't want to deny it either. So I don't think he's going to be a huge part of the movie. I think he's probably going to be only a couple of scenes, but they want to keep it close to the set. This might be their way of apologizing. And I've always said that whatever about Toby Emmerich, whatever about Jeff Johns, whatever about Walter Amada, apologies all the fans want. I don't even want them to lose their jobs. If they're willing to work with Zack Snyder, work with Ray Fisher, that's all the fans want. And this could be their way of apologizing. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll give you Henry Cavill. We got Ben Affleck back. We'll put him together in a movie. Let's test the waters. Dwayne Johnson, the highest paid actor in Hollywood, wants Henry Cavill in a movie. It might not be Black Adam 1, or maybe it is. We don't know. Maybe Henry Cavill does show up in Black. At first, I was like, it might not happen. But We don't know. We really don't know. And that's sort of the beauty of this. How would you guys feel if Henry Cavill's show, you go to see The Flash opening weekend, we're here talking about it, Henry Cavill shows up, even for one scene, how much of a release that would be for us fans who have been wanting the Snyder Cut and the Snyderverse restored? It would be, yeah, where'd Austin go? Where'd Austin go? I don't know. He always has internet issues, but let's find out where Austin went. There we go. Oh, he's got to reboot his internet. He rebooted his internet. So I'm lucky because I'm in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the home of Comcast. So if you hate Comcast, they're actually really good in Philly because their headquarters is in Philadelphia. So we have very strong internet here. I think that Comcast and Xfinity have very good internet. Always do a wired connection. So unfortunately, it's not available in the part of Vegas he's in. So his internet's a little bit wonky. It was wonky with, what's his name? Or Justice. You remember his thing was always pixelating. Unfortunately, it's not about how much you pay for internet. It's who's providing the internet. So he will be back. But I do want to thank all 13 of you for sticking around. Let's see what we got here. Integrity announcement. We got Tyler here. Justin Hines. He might not even make the cut. What are you referring to? I don't know. What was I talking about? He might not make the cut. Oh, Henry Cavill. I think that you're right. Let's say they film something with Henry Cavill and don't put it in. I don't think so because they're probably going to have to pay Henry Cavill good money. Because this isn't Henry Cavill in 2016. This is Henry Cavill in 2021. He may not be worth $20 million or $10 million. He's not worth RDJ money, but he's worth a lot of money to the fans who like his movies. So I think they would not film stuff with Henry Cavill only to put him on the cutting room floor. I don't think so. That would be stupid. Exactly. They wouldn't leave. If you shot a scene, Billy Roberts is saying, yeah, they're going to use it. They're not going to pay him for even a couple of days' work and then be like, you know what, we're going to cut this out. No. They know what would happen. He's saying right here they wouldn't leave down the cutting room floor. Integrity 101 is saying, just imagine a guy standing on his roof, banging pots and screaming Affleck is back in a Snyderverse film. That's me for 3 years now. I'm going to have a heart attack and fall off a roof. Well, look, we are now in the era of the multiverse, right? It's already started in Marvel. It's kind of starting in DC with the Flash movie, even though they do mention the multiverse in the Snyder Cut, Steppenwolf says. So the people, the general audiences, not us, are going to get used to the idea, okay, there are alternate dimensions. There are other worlds where there's a different Batman. So, okay, Michael Keaton's Batman is over here. You know, we all know that. But the Flash movie will explain it to everyone else. So other people are like, wait, why are there two Batman? Wait, what? The movie will explain that. So there's absolutely no reason, especially now that we got the implications that the new Batgirl will be in the DCEU while we can't get a Batman, a Ben Affleck Batman. I love him as Batman. I would love him to do the story that him and that he had wrote and that involved Joe Manganiello and Jared Leto's Joker. I think there's some good stuff there. I'd like to see how Dick Grayson died. I want to see that, and that's money in the bank. I hold on to my HBO Max subscription, by the way. I have a very good package. I keep my HBO Max subscription so I can watch the Snyder Cut anytime I want. I mean, I do watch other stuff on HBO, don't get me wrong, but I applaud HBO for putting the $70 million in. See what I'm saying? So here we go. So it'd be expensive B-roll, exactly. So Tyler Roberts, thank you for becoming a member, is saying that would be expensive B-roll. You're not going to pay Henry Cavill to be in a scene and then take him out of it. Here we go. Let me see what my boss is saying. All right. So, it's all by myself. Even Caden's not here. Let's get the frame up, baby. If I can find the frame that has my name. There we go. There we go. Integrity 101 says sorta in Shazam. Yeah, he's sorta in Shazam. And I still don't understand what happened there. I know what the official story is. The official story is that there were some scheduling conflicts, so they couldn't use Henry Cavill. I don't buy that for a New York minute. Shazam came out, what was it, early 20, was it 19? Shazam came out in 2019 or 2018? It came out in 2019, okay? So they were filming it in 2018. And at that point, the Snyderverse stuff is like, go, get out of here. Get out of here. No. Bye-bye, Snyder. Bye-bye. So it's very much possible that they just didn't want him. Now, they told Henry, oh, yeah, we'll make up a whole scheduling thing. He can't schedule and just walk with a tray. Let's say they took a day to shot. Nah, they didn't want him in there. But now Cavill might be in a Snyderverse film starring Ezra and Ben Affleck. 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah. I mean, if they're not restoring the Snyderverse, I don't know what this is. Because they could easily kill off Henry Cavill Superman off screen by mixing the multiverses together and say, oh, a timeline thing happened. So Henry Cavill is now gone. Now we have Sasha Kaje, who's going to be our new. By the way, that's her name. It's pronounced Kaje. I looked it up. I did a lot of research. I thought it was Kaye or Cali. It's Kaje. South American. So yeah, absolutely integrity. I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be restored in the sense that, like, hey, the other Jack. I'm running in too much Jacks. There's a Jack where I do quiz and everyone's like, Jack. I'm like, what? Oh, you're calling him. But Jack Pierre, welcome. Here we go. Integrity 101 saying, Zack Snyder literally talking with enthusiasm about making a Dark Knight Returns film in the future. But the anti-Snyder narrative is he'll never work with WB and C. Listen, this whole thing about would Zack Snyder ever work with WB again? The answer is yes. Yes, he would. If the money's good and they're giving him what he wants, which is what he wanted in the first place, he could totally do it. And tell me it wouldn't be fun to see a sort of, let's say, a Justice League 3 that had Snyder's Justice League, these guys, and Barbara Gordon. Come on, tell me you don't want to see that. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that. That the potential is there to have all these people come together in one big movie. It's money is the motivating factor. They know how successful the Snyder Cut is. They know how successful an Ayer cut could be. Look, it's very much possible the talks are happening, because here's what you got to figure out. Right now, this is James Gunn's moment. And out of respect for him, let James have his moment. It's going to be a couple months. HBO wants to hold on to the DC fans because the Snyder Cut's coming out on physical media and digital media very soon. And they're kind of worried. What happens if everyone buys that? Yeah, we make a big profit, but then no one's going to be watching the DC section as much as they were before. So what do? Let's give you Suicide Squad. And if they give you Suicide Squad, that's a surefire sign that the Snyderverse is being restored and might become canon. Hey, look. A lot of people suggested that as of right now in the DCEU as it exists, according to Warner Brothers, Justice League is canon. What if with the multiverse and the timelines, they change it so that Zack Snyder's Justice League is canon? We don't know. I'm not promising you that, but that's entirely a possibility that the Flash movie will do something so that Justice League's versions are no longer canon. They could have a scene where he's like, that's not how I remember things. Why am I having two memories? Have you ever seen a time travel movie? Like, I have two memories. In one memory, Superman's wearing red, and in one memory, he's wearing black. I have two different versions of what happened. What's happening? I mean, they could literally do a scene like that and just explain why there are two versions of the Justice League. Things are the same, but they're kind of different. Steppenwolf has different armor. What am I seeing? Like, they could literally do a scene like that and merge the two films or make one canon. Because everyone is admitting, even the haters are admitting that the Snyder Cut is a superior film. They can still be critical of it, and God bless them, let them be critical of the film. But they are admitting that, hey, that is a better version of the film. How do we make that film canon? Well, you got a Flash movie coming out. And first, Michael Keaton's back. Then Ben Affleck is back. Now we have Sasha Kaje. There are rumors that Keaton's universe is in the Christopher Reeve universe. Oh, my God, if they did that. Could you imagine if Sasha Kaje is Christopher Reeve's daughter? Or Brandon Routh, same Superman. Brandon Routh and Christopher Reeve are the same character, same Superman in that same verse. That'd be so cool. But yeah, Ben Affleck, we know, is back. Henry Cavill were to come back. I mean, that's it. Integrity, you get what you want. We want what we want. That is the Snyderverse being slowly restored. Will we get a big announcement? Probably not anytime soon, but this is how they're slowly restoring it. And if they use the plot of that movie to re-inject the Snyderverse, I'm all for it. And then here's the thing. We'll have to give props to Warner Brothers, maybe even Walter Hamada, if they can do the right thing here. I'm a Catholic. I believe very much in the idea of forgiveness. I don't believe in canceling people. I believe in forgiveness. So if Hamada, Ray Fisher, Jeff Johns, Toby Emmerich, Zack Snyder can get into a room, have a cold beer, shake hands, that's how business works. In the business world, you will run into people you don't like working with. You will run into people you cannot stand. Tyler, just joking. But just joking. But if they can get in a room, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. And yeah, David Ayer Suicide Squad being announced, let's say at some point by the end of this year, I'm fine with that. That'd be kind of cool. Here we go. Integrity says, Zach officially said, let's see what happens with the merger. Zach is a smart guy. Zach is not going to say something like that unless overtures have been made to him. So I'm not saying they called him and said, Zach, when the merger happens, we're doing Justice League 2. But they said to him, Zach, keep your schedule open. I know you're doing Army of the Dead. You're doing the anime. You're doing the prequel series, producing and whatnot. You're working on the new space thing he's doing. I forgot what it's called. Moon something. Rebel Moon, right? You're doing your own thing, but keep the door open because we're hoping in 2 years that we'd like to get you, Affleck, Momoa, Godot, Henry Cavill. We want to get Zachary Levi. We want to get the Suicide Squad, maybe even Will Smith all together and do a Justice League 2 that will blow all the Avengers movies away. Jack Pierre, he's all you moved on to Modern Warfare. They released a Soap McTavish bundle in Call of Duty. Is it the soap from this game or is it the new soap? And so here we go. Justin, here we go. I want him to lean into the multiverse, multiple simultaneous stories with the same characters. I think it's possible. One thing Hamada said in his article when he called the Snyder Cut cul-de-sac, he's like, I think the audience is smart enough to understand how a multiverse works. And I agree. We are very much, millennials and Gen Z are very much aware of what different dimensions is. Maybe if they did this 20 years ago, people would be like, what? Different dimensions? Twilight Zone? No. People understand that once the multiverse happens, and by the way, Marvel fans will understand too because they're getting into they got into the Spider-Verse, and they're also getting Spider-Man No Way Home, which will also explore their multiverse. So I think, yeah, you are going to see some. We're going to see we're going to get a Val Zod with Michael B. Jordan. We're going to get the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman, and we can have Henry Cavill Superman all in one place. One place meaning in the DC extended universe. You're going to have Michael Keaton's Batman. You're going to have Ben Affleck's Batman. You're going to have Robert Pattinson's Batman. My skin sparkles, Batman. Vengeance. Absolutely. Here we go. Integrity. Integrity's on fire today. Integrity, you should be my co-host. I don't know where Austin is. Austin probably just didn't want to do this show. He's like, oh, I am having internet issues. And again, the big DC criticism 5 years ago is that they should have had what happened? Let me just release right here. Who's doing that? Is that Ty? Is Ty doing that? There we go. They should have had solo films that built up to Justice League. Now, Zach's Netflix, we have Flash, Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 3, Iron Cut, all Lisa, Zack Snyder. Exactly. That's not a bad way to do that. Integrity, I agree with you. I was okay with the way Zach was doing it. Instead of copying Marvel and giving each person an individual movie, he starts up here, the Justice League. So let's say in 2017, we actually get the Snyder Cut. Then you get Aquaman. Then you get Batman. Wonder Woman gets your second film. Then you get the Flash. I wasn't against him doing it that way. I kind of like the way Zach did it. It's rather teasing you with the characters so that you'll go see their movies because they're in Justice League. So now they're going to have these films write the course for DC, and when the time is right, Zach only got to be back for Justice League 2 and 3. And maybe he can produce Man of Steel 2. Maybe. We'll see. The new soap. Oh, okay. All right. And that's why Ben Affleck returned. He's happy to help out and play Batman. His son loves him as Batman. Ben Affleck's son loves him as Batman. It's always been my show, man. It's a Jack show tonight. Do you guys remember the days when I was doing TY's Quarter in like March and April and going into May? It was just me, and then goddamn Austin came. Oh, Austin's back. You know what? I've actually been having fun by myself. I've been having fun. Oh, look at him. He's frozen again, guys. He's frozen. Let's get frozen.
Just gotcha. No. Okay, so here's the deal, right? When my internet cuts out, I live in an area of town where I also don't get very good cell service.
I already told him all this.
As you know. Oh, well, yeah. So I literally had to run down the street to call Cogs, and then run back. So yeah, that was fun.
You had to do what? Say that again.
I had to run down the street, like literally jog down the street to get service, to get to an area of my street where I get service.
Oh my God.
Get on the phone with Cox, run back. Yeah, it was fun. Justin said it's been a better show. I'm sure it has.
Austin got kidnapped again by the Chinese.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
Oh my God. How many times are you gonna say that? LOL. Yeah, it is my show. It's my show. Got my name.
Yeah.
I got it on here twice. Look at that. It's been a better show.
Right.
Coming from Justin, that's a high praise. Justin is a man of refined taste. He tells you when he doesn't like something, and he'll be honest, brutally honest.
Right.
So we talked the hell out of all this. All of you, do you have any last thoughts about the Flash rumors? If not, you can watch last night's show, which is here somewhere down there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess obviously, I don't know what you've said or covered, but I mean, I really hope that Mr. Cavill is in there. I think for me, it makes sense in my mind that he would show up or cameo in something like this. Andy Muschietti said there's going to be a lot of DC characters, and so I can only imagine. I can only imagine what could happen. But I hope I would love to see it. That's for sure. Austin went and
Justice Jack. If anything, it'd be the other way. He who got justice.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I got justice by Cox.
Yeah. He had a big Cox he had to deal with, and he had a big issue with Cox.
What?
That's the kind of entertainment you get here at JIVIN with Jack.
And it's one of those times that we need, like, the camera to zoom in and hello, darkness. I can't go any farther.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
But let me ask you about Vegas. They don't have Comcast or Xfinity there, do they? Or do they have another?
They do, but they do. I think we have Xfinity and CenturyLink, but they are even like worse than Cox. Like
really?
Their service out here, dude, Jack. We are in a bowl, okay? And outside of that bowl is sand, desert, and death. So,
I played New Vegas.
Yeah. So, look, we're lucky that we even get internet over here.
Yeah.
That they figured it out.
That's crazy. I mean, it was weird. Like when we got Xfinity in our neighborhood, a block away, they had Xfinity for like 6 years. Or not Xfinity, sorry, Verizon Fios. For 6 years. And then finally we got it in this neighborhood. But we are the home of Comcast. So we actually get really good service out here. But then you go into the suburbs, you're like, dude, our service sucks, even though it's Comcast. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh. So yeah, that's the issue. Like if you're in a major metropolitan city, you're kind of lucky. Because Vegas isn't that big, I think, of a big city. So yeah, that's what she said.
We call it the little big city. It's a little big city.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that Reno?
Yeah, well, I almost said something.
Oh, you didn't think I knew that, did you?
No, I almost said Reno, but
yeah.
So no
How far is Reno from Vegas? They're both in Nevada, is that right?
God. So yeah, it's about 8 hours, but it's the worst 8-hour drive of your entire life because unlike any other drive, they have some scenery. This is straight desert. You are going through the desert, and it's horrible. It's no fun. You want to jump out.
Through the desert on a horse with no name.
Yep. Except it's a bus, and it's a bunch of other sweaty teenagers, and they're also aggravated because it's 900 degrees, and they're in the middle of the desert. So
well, there you go. So listen, integrity. I appreciate again, this all goes back to what we were saying. You can still watch the Suicide Squad and still enjoy this.
Still enjoy it.
Go enjoy it. Have fun. Don't take things too seriously. I mean, take it seriously, but not too seriously to the point where don't let your mind get destroyed by this stuff.
And don't let things ruin it for you. Verizon is terrible. I've been to Carson City a few times. Well, and here's the thing about Verizon, and the only reason that I keep them outside of Nevada, if I ever travel, they're the best. And then number two, they're the only
Verizon.
They're the only network that I swear I don't get service like in my area, but they're the only network that gives service like on the Strip and in that area, which usually like gets nothing. So I stick with Verizon for.
I still can't believe Carson City's the capital. Yeah, a lot of people think the major cities are the capitals. They're not.
No,
Like
no,
New
no,
York,
no,
it's Albany, in Pennsylvania, it's Harrisburg, in California, it's Sacramento. It's never the major metro because they're already big municipalities to handle, and you got to have the governor and his municipalities. It's too much. So they put them in smaller cities. It used to be like that. Like at one point, Philadelphia was the capital of both Pennsylvania and America, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're going to build a new city for the capital." So, listen, yeah, they're cellular, hit or miss, and ironically, it's still the best one. But let's transition. So, let's talk a little bit about the Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage.
Let There Be Carnage, yes.
I saw the first one. I did not see it in theaters just because I had heard it was so awful. But then I saw it, and I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was fine. I'm not saying it's one of the best movies I've seen. I'm not saying it's one of the worst. I thought it was entertaining. I liked him. Tom Hardy as Venom. I thought he was fine. I liked it way better than Topher Grace.
Right.
What did you think of that trailer that came out?
I enjoyed it. We talked about it last night, and I enjoyed it. I saw the first one in theaters, and it was, had its moments, but this for sure looks like an upgrade. I wasn't a fan of the first trailer that they released for this.
Yeah.
But this actually, this got me a lot more interested. I'm still not too crazy about like the whole humor. Like and it's not necessarily humor, it's just the way of like the Venom that I'm used to is like, and I know this is a Venom from the comics, but the Venom I'm used to is like, he's like evil, eats heads, wants to get like. There's not really this funny dynamic about him.
Marvel Studios. Remember, I've talked about Daredevil and all that. I think they do humor because they know how to do it. Even though this isn't Marvel Studios, they're like, what works? Humor works. Right. All right, let's make everyone funny. Exactly. Everyone is basically a comedian. So Venom's going to be a comedian. The Daredevil will be a comedian. Spider-Man's a comedian. Well, Spider-Man does have quips.
And that's the only thing. Now, I told Ty in our little reaction of it, I did enjoy. There's a little moment where Carnage shows up and then Venom goes back into hiding, and it's Eddie, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh shit!" He goes, "Where'd you go? Come back out!" And he goes, "No, that's a red one." And he's and that's when I was like, okay, that's a little funny. Yeah, but
Have you ever read a comic from the 90s? It was a Batman Spider-Man crossover where Venom and Joker team up. It's actually really good. I haven't been able to find it, but a friend of mine had the comic. He's about 15 years older than I am.
No.
It's actually a really good crossover that him and the Joker kind of team up. What? It's actually pretty good. I have to find it. I have to ask him if he still has that comic. I know he has it. Actually.
What?
Yeah.
Venom and Joker?
Good. Venom and Joker against Batman and Spider-Man. And Batman actually kind of makes Spider-Man his female dog, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, his little Robin.
Yeah, kind of like he actually snaps his finger, like Spider-Man gets in his face, and Batman just takes his finger and like dislocates it. Like, get out of my face, kid. Like, I'm not that impressed by you. Like, your power and strength or whatever. But it's actually a pretty good team up. Look, it's kind of crazy. We have just a month of August. Just a month of August. This is what we have coming out. I mean, if I can find that graphic, maybe I didn't upload it, but we have a ton of stuff coming out. Do you feel like we got too much coming out? So we got Venom coming out, we got Shang-Chi, and before you can exhale, you're gonna have the Eternals, then you're gonna have Spider-Man, and then not to mention Hawkeye, and Miss Marvel's also coming out this year, I think.
No, that was delayed. As far as
that was delayed. Okay, She-Hulk coming out this year.
No, that's also next year. Hawkeye. Okay. As far as we know, What If and Hawkeye.
A lot of product coming out. Not to mention the Book of Fett, which is Disney coming out. We have a lot of content that's coming out.
Yes.
Do you think that sometimes it could kill the momentum? That Black Widow's. We're going to talk about Black Widow too, but here comes Shang-Chi. And right soon after it, here comes the Eternals, and right soon after that, here comes Spider-Man. Because I'm thinking the reason they're not releasing a Spider-Man trailer right now is they don't want to take the spotlight away from Shang-Chi. They want that to do well in box office.
Right.
Paulie Roberts, no, we're not doing a Suicide Squad showcase. They already
Yeah,
saw it.
no. So we already saw it, and what we are probably gonna do is maybe, and I don't know,
About a
me and
minute.
Ty have to discuss this, but maybe like Saturday or Sunday, give people some time to see it. Maybe we'll do like a panel. I would like to do a panel discussion with some other people that have seen it that I know. For example, Aces Universe, and Phil Barker from Unfiltered. They have some opposing views to me and Ty, so I would love to get them on a show and see why, and get into the spoilers as well.
So the movie comes out this weekend. If only there was a show, let's say early next week, that comes on, in which you could bring people to talk about the Suicide Squad, maybe like on a Tuesday afternoon.
Well, we may have other plans for next Tuesday, which I need to talk to you about.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So
we might have Caden come on too, because Caden's going to see it this weekend with me. So we'll do that. So yeah, do you think that sometimes we're not getting enough breathing room? Because like back in the day when Marvel did even 3 movies a year, they would be like spaced out by a couple of months. So like a movie could have time to sort of, I guess maybe for the audiences to absorb it. You know what I mean? To kind of enjoy it, kind of bask in it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's see where we go. Okay.
Yeah.
The way you said, he just told me what's happening on Tuesday in the private chat. For a second, I thought you were about to quit. Like, well, I got to tell you something next Tuesday.
I'm quitting. Oh, no. No.
I got to do the show with Ty. And I'll just be like this, sitting like here the whole time. It's like, I want to tell you what I thought. Suicide Squad was the best movie I've seen since Black Widow. Yeah.
Since Black Widow.
Sorry.
Savage. Oh, no.
There he goes.
He goes pushing only Tuesday and Thursdays. Ooh, a debate. I wouldn't say a debate. It's going to be a conversation. It'll be a conversation, obviously, like I said. And they've been very open on their channels about their views. We've been open on our channel about our view. So yeah, I mean, we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I am encouraging Ty. I know Ty and I know you as well. We're all encouraging people go see it in theaters. It's a movie worth seeing. Oh gosh, it's so worth seeing in the theaters. But I have the feeling that most of our audience and most people will probably check it out on HBO Max first. But yeah. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I have HBO Max. I'm not going to see it on HBO Max. I got it
exactly
already. I'm gonna go see it.
And had I not got, and same with Ty, had we not gotten that early screening, yeah, we probably would be doing a showcase and doing all that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We're still working with showcase. Just you guys got to see the movie early. What was that? Did they make you sign anything? I'm curious. Where they said like
no. That one was cool. That one was cool because what he did is he tweeted out, like himself, James Gunn tweeted out, like, hey, everybody's asking me how do you see the Suicide Squad early, but this is how. And it was like an exclusive advanced fan screening. So there was so there was
no press there, I'm guessing. Like
there was no press. Usually they block off seats for the press. There was no seats blocked off. It was a free-for-all. It was great. It was fun. But yeah,
that's pretty cool. And I think you guys had mentioned like they had panels too afterwards, or like a video recorded panel or something. Did they have anything like that afterwards?
They had a little Q&A, they called it not safe for work, Q&A.
Awesome.
But it was all right. Yeah, that wasn't too much. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, but no, it was a very pre-recorded, probably like 5-minute thing. So yeah.
So, all right, cool. Listen, let's get the transition ready because, we talked about ScarJo's thing. Disney responded, but Kevin Feige, rumors are swirling that apparently he's not happy about the way they dealt with this. So, folks, let's get to it. So, here we go. Here's what happened. We all know what happened, but apparently Kevin Feige is angry and embarrassed about the lawsuit because last week you had said, hey, why didn't she do or say anything before this happened? And I'm guessing that conversations were had, discussions were had, her people were talking to Disney about it, and they didn't go well, and that's why she did this. She's like, all right, screw you. I'm suing you. You breached the contract.
Right.
And Kevin Feige has been a very neutral person. He's not a person who draws attention. He's never been a person that draws controversy. But apparently it's been leaked that he's embarrassed about it because he's been running this now for a very long time. And this is really the first, not want to say scandal, but first time you see some serious breakage, maybe a crack within the Disney MCU relationship. And I think Kevin, appearing that Kevin is taking Scarlett Johansson's side, realizes that, yeah, she's losing money. Now we can argue about whether she deserves the money or not. I'm not having that conversation. My conversation is she had a contract, and now she lost upwards of maybe $50 million,
right, in
addition to the $20 million she was paid. Because this movie would have made more money had it been released standalone in the theaters. People would have gone to see it. Thoughts? Are you surprised Kevin came out and actually said what he said, did what he did?
No, not at all. Because look, what was the first thing in everybody's mind is like, oh, she's at war with Disney, And so it's not necessarily that. It's not necessarily like Kevin Feige blindsided her or Bob Iger or any of these people. In fact, I think I heard Kevin is very upset with the Disney board who made these decisions and stuff like that. And so, look, if I were her, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be pissed too because look, every other Disney solo film or Marvel solo film makes $1 billion, or close to. This one's not even close, and that's because of Disney Plus, and that's because of it was pirated. So I would be pissed too, and I would, all of these, I would go, look, I've been with you guys longer than some of these, some of the original Avengers. I don't know.
She's been since 2010.
Since 2010, each one of those guys got their solo films, got their payday. She deserves hers, and it was kind of, taken from her in that it's the only Marvel film to get released on Disney Plus. Yeah. They immediately said Shang-Chi will not get released. It's going to get a theatrical.
And here's what's funny. We've been saying that we support the theater industry, but people are apprehensive about going to the movies, understandably.
Yes.
Or they're healthy, they're vaccinated, everything's good, but they just don't want to because it's available for them to watch on TV. I'm pointing to my TV. Marvel had the opportunity to be the franchise that says, nope, if you want to see this, you got to go to theaters. It would force people, because people want to see a Marvel movie. It would force people to get out of their homes and go to the theaters and support the theater. Fast 9 did pretty well considering. Godzilla vs. Kong, dual release. Mortal Kombat, dual release. Mulan last year, dual release.
Yeah.
They might have shot themselves, and I said this, shot themselves in the foot by doing a dual release, because a Marvel movie, even if it's not popular or widely loved, people still go to see it. Had they released this in theaters alone, this would have never have happened. And to do it at a time when other movies are theaters alone, Old is theater alone. Now I get it's a much smaller budget, different circumstances. Green Knight is only in theaters, but in an age where Fast and Furious 9, Universal stood by their decision to stay theater only.
Yep.
I think
Paramount, A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, Quiet Place 2 was theater only, did very well. I loved The Quiet Place 2. Spiral was only theater only. I saw that too. Unholy, I saw them because you could only see them in theaters. And
now, look, Justin, I do agree. I am of this sentiment too, because look, I have a grandmother that during the pandemic I was taking care of, and obviously there are movies. I am with the strategy in that like Universal and Paramount have followed. And that is they wait. They say we're going to give it a 60-day theatrical exclusive release.
Yeah.
And at the end of those 60 days, Universal put out Fast 9. It's already available for digital. And same with A Quiet Place 2 is already available on Paramount Plus to watch. So, or Quiet Place 2 or for 2 weeks. I don't really actually know how long it's been on, but I know it's on
longer
there.
than that because I was going to the theaters for a couple of weeks.
So, I'm of that mindset to allow the people that want to go see it in theaters and experience that kind of exclusivity, because it should be an exclusive experience if you choose to go to the theater, right? Then they can decide to do that. And then if not, you don't have to wait too long to watch it with the rest of the world, or to watch it from home.
Yeah. And look, once the buzz spreads, people want, look, I think people, one of the bad things, remember my second or third Jack attack where I said, get out of the house. The reason I said that was that if you're vaccinated, you're healthy and everything's okay, hunky-dory. The film industry, comic book stores, arcades, stuff like that, they were made for geeks, nerds, people like us. And it's important to support those industries, because once they're gone, it's very hard to come back. Blockbuster ain't ever coming back. Now, I'm not saying Blockbuster should come back. What I'm saying is those industries that we like, and the movie theaters right now, with the exception of AMC, Regal, Showcase, I don't know if United Artists is still around, but like, you'll want that experience. Once it's gone, you're going to miss it. And there's a couple of mom and pop theaters I go to locally. Their money is all in concessions. So I used to do this thing where I stopped buying concessions years ago, but I realized, like, holy crap, you need to support the industry. If you prefer watching movies at home, that's your thing. I'm not going to stop you for that. But those of you who are watching at home because you've kind of gotten used to sitting at home and watching stuff in your underwear, I'm telling you, because seeing The Dark Knight at IMAX was an experience. Seeing Infinity War and Endgame with a packed house, you can't get that experience at home. My parents were not cheering when Cap picked up Mjolnir. They didn't even understand what that was. But being in a theater and experiencing with other people, those are some of the best moments of my life in the last few years.
Yeah,
seeing people gasp when Spider-Man, Austin's favorite moment, when Spider-Man died in Infinity War, but like seeing the audience cheer.
I was like, yes, go.
There's something about it.
Bring back Andrew. Bring him back.
Like, I remember after Civil War, just the buzz of the crowd after the movie ended. It was like, you just won a soccer game. Like, oh my God. You go to the bathroom and you're like, oh man, you lose all that.
Same with the Suicide Squad and the audience that I saw it with. Very vocal, people were cheering, screaming, laughing. It was, it was an experience that, you didn't have alone. You had with everybody in that theater, whether you knew them or not. Yeah. And it was just fun, man. It was so much fun. Hey,
Prakash, my friend. Namaste.
Prakash. I'm not going
to welcome.
What's up, man? Good to see you as always.
I did tell him to watch today's show. I know that he just needed to take a break from some of this talk, but we're talking about movie theaters and Black Widow.
Right. So we're talking about the stuff that, he wants to take a break from. Sorry, dude. I'm a local guy. I'd like to go to a theater. The last movie I saw in theaters was Rambo Last Blood 2019, I think. Wow. I actually enjoyed the director's cut of that on, I believe, Amazon. Really good. So
I heard it was good, but the critics didn't like it, I think.
The director's cut is much better than whatever
I haven't seen
the theatrical cut that was
released. This is so far, I kid you not, I just want to read to you a list because I decided to go back to the movies at the beginning of the year. Yeah. And then I have a group of friends, we go, and then this is so far what I've seen this year. Wonder Woman, Unholy, Spiral, A Quiet Place 2, Conjuring 3, F9, Forever Purge, Old. Forever Purge, by the way, was really good. I was shocked. And The Green Knight. And this week we'll make Suicide Squad. I am very economical. I save up money for certain things. Now it's like sometimes there are weekends when I don't go to the movies and it feels weird. I'm like, I want to go see. Now I'm going to go see that. I want to see that Hugh Jackman movie that's coming out. Have you seen that?
Hugh Jackman.
There's a movie with Maggie Q and Michael Keaton. They keep showing trailers for it. That looks good. Protege. That looks pretty. And Maggie Q, by the way, great actress. I'm surprised.
But I want to see that Hugh Jackman one too.
Hugh Jackman.
That Hugh Jackman. You got to say it like an Australian. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Integrity says, I'm a local guy. I'd like to go to a theater. Last week I saw. Okay, that's the one you just read.
I would like to ask what target audience. Also, new member, Prakash. What's up? Yeah.
The target audience is China.
Look, here's the thing. It depends on the movie, okay? Superbad obviously is not targeting mothers and fathers. However, Superbad.
Oh my
Not
god!
as-
Yeah, now, yeah.
Hello, wake
one of
up.
my
Good morning.
It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies. I thought you were talking about something that came out recently. Like, what is Superbad? I'm like, all right, I love Superbad.
You know, it's obviously that has a very specific target audience in teens, younger people in their 20s. You know, that kind of. It's not really going. Yeah, grab your parents and come see this movie. Marvel movies they're dependent on it. The target audience is everybody.
Yeah.
Deadpool, obviously, target audience is, you know, a younger audience. I'm sure older people who
They enjoyed it.
Watch-
I've shown lots of older
watch the
people. My dad
comics.
even enjoyed it.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't like raunchy humor. He enjoyed it. He was like, oh, this is a good movie. This is Spider-Man.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, Dad, it's not Spider-Man.
But you know, so it all depends. Did you say a new Michael Keaton?
Yeah,
Integrity.
what's it called?
It's Integrity and Jack. This is kind of a cool thing. I'm a massive Michael Keaton fan. Like,
Yeah.
massive.
Oh,
Birdman, Integrity. If you haven't seen it, Birdman.
I just saw a movie. A friend recommended. She's like, you got to see this movie called Pacific Heights. And I was like, how haven't I missed this movie? It's like between Batman and Batman Returns. And I didn't know I know Michael Keaton had played a villain a couple of times. I know he was a villain in Desperate, but if you have stars, look at a movie called Pacific Heights. He plays this con man that moves into a Victorian building. He's a tenant, and it's owned by Melanie Griffith and Matthew Modine, and he terrorizes people. He uses the law. He uses like tricks. He uses fraud to like control these people and just messes with them. Michael Keaton, I was like, damn, he's scary in this movie. You know, he's got those eyes, and that's why Tim Burton cast.
Oh, he's a fantastic
eyes.
He's a fantastic actor, man. I mean, I love
and
Beetlejuice.
Maggie Q. Ooh, I like that.
Oh.
Real quick,
he saw Birdman in theaters in Philly.
Wait, Integrity, are you in Philly?
Whoa,
I'm in Philly.
There you go. But
give me a bonks. I'm hosting Quiz What Bonks again. If you're watching our show and you come up to me and you say, "I've seen Pop Culture Corner. I watched JIVIN with Jack. It's my favorite show on Pop Culture Corner." You say those exact words, you get a free drink on me. You have to say that I'm your favorite host.
You can get the largest margarita that they have. The largest.
It's all me too. We have these slushies during the summer. One will get you crunked. I had to stop drinking them because by round 3, I'm like, all right. Real quick, Justin Hines said something interesting. Theater experience is a mixed bag. Not as comfortable for me. Either people are being too loud or we are being too loud. For every positive, I've had a negative. So I am very specific. There are about 3 or 4 theaters that I go to because over the course of my life, we have found certain theaters, the experiences are not good. It's dirty. It's filthy. People are loud, too many teenagers. But I know now where to go. And I don't go to any theaters near me. And I'm going to Jersey for the IMAX one across the street, across the bridge. It's maybe a 25-minute drive. Usually I go to an AMC that's about a 25, 30-minute drive for me. Nice neighborhood, very clean. The staff is hospitable. People aren't loud. So sometimes you have to go find a good theater. There are theaters close to me, but they're a mess. They're dirty, disgusting. The bathrooms are filthy. The concession stand is disgusting. You have to go find those theaters. And I'll be honest with you, if you find a good theater and you get that good vibe, you'll love going there.
Yes, I did see Married Gentlemen, Integrity.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yes, I did. It is. Yeah, I didn't realize he directed that, but yes, I did.
Oh,
see
he
that.
did.
I did like, dude. I honestly like anything.
You're in Yardley? I know where that is.
I like what is it? Assassin. It's a
American Assassin.
American Assassin. I liked Birdman. I liked The Founder. Excuse me. I liked Spotlight. I loved his little cameo in Trial of Chicago 7.
Oh, yeah. He plays the former Secretary of State or no, FBI.
Yeah, that comes and testifies and like looks at the FBI in the room or whatever. And he goes, yeah, F him. I'm going to go die. And I was like, oh, yeah, tell him, Michael Keaton.
Integrity, you're only like maybe an hour away from me. If you ever come to Philly, let me know. We got
there you go. Go to Bonks, Integrity. Go to Bonks.
Go to Bonks. I'll be there in about an hour and a half, or in an hour. I'll be there. So yeah, come if you guys are ever in Philly, hit me up. You can't don't show up at my door like, hey Jack, I found your address. Thank you.
We know where you live.
Yeah, like that. I'll do that.
Right.
Yeah, but Call me. I'll set it up. We'll have a grand old time. I'll go find a nice spot, get crunked. Maybe I'll buy you 2 beers. You know.
Ooh, there you go.
If I'm in a mood. But yeah, the theater experience is worth it. again, it took me. Like going to the theater felt weird to me. Like back in I saw Tenet last year, and before that I saw John Wick or The Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, that was in 2020. I only saw Tenet, but like going back felt weird. But then I went a second time, then I went a third time, then I went a fourth time, then I went a fifth time, and it was fun. I loved it. Go to the movies, guys.
It's a great experience.
It's a great experience. I can't wait right now. Like I'm literally jittery to go to the movie theaters. I haven't seen an IMAX film in a while.
I probably will make it out to see the Suicide Squad in IMAX. To be honest, I want to see that in IMAX. Even though I don't think it was an IMAX, but our screen was like a full big screen, so I don't know. Maybe it was. And
a lot of people don't realize IMAX screens are curved. If you look around the edges, it's slightly curved. It looks flat, but it's slight curve to it.
Our screen was a little curved.
Yeah. That's what they're doing now.
Did I see it in IMAX?
The last generation of curved TV. They're not even curved anymore. I love the curved TV. It is gorgeous to look at. It's like some Star Trek shit. But listen, we got one or two more things. One thing I want to talk about kind of has to do with you. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Austin. Sorry, not Austin. Caden, get that trigger finger ready. I do want to talk about this actor. I can never pronounce his name. Zolo. Blah, blah, blah. He's going to be the Blue Beetle. Yeah. So, Austin, if you're there, if you're ready, hit it.
Caden.
There he is. Okay, Austin. Austin, your camera's frozen again. Austin.
Yeah.
Did you change your clothes? Oh,
no, I'm sorry. There.
You know what? You didn't have the beard before, and your hair wasn't so long. Now you look more like him. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen Cobra Kai?
I've watched a couple episodes, and I've seen.
You have to see the movies first. The movies are okay. They're okay.
Yeah.
The first one's really popular. They're not great.
I'm not going to watch the movies. But I mean, I saw the first one.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. I'm not going to watch the rest.
But the show,
I watched the show though.
Is way better than it had any right to be. It's
right.
A
That's what I've heard.
Family
it started on YouTube, dude.
Yeah, I didn't see it until it was on Netflix, and my friend Steph, she was like, "You gotta watch it." I was like, oh, crap, I don't want to watch it, but I watched it. I'm like, oh my god, this is fun. It's just good storytelling, good characterizations, and this kid has a really good arc through seasons. Starts as a hero, kind of becomes a villain, be back to a hero again. Okay. Really good drama for a TV 14 show. Have you guys seen Cobra Kai? I'm telling you, it's really fun to watch. Cobra Kai is hilarious. It's emotional. It's funny. You don't know where it's going. And this kid is phenomenal. I say he's a kid because he plays a teenager. He's probably like 20 now, I think.
Right.
He might be 21, 22. So he's not a kid, but for all intents and purposes, he's a kid. Like I always call it, yeah. Oh, there's the two of you together.
Yep.
In a photo.
That's right.
But
That's right.
yeah, he's a phenomenal actor, and I got to say, I really couldn't care less about Blue Beetle. I'm not that big a fan of Blue Beetle. I think there was a show called The Beetle when I was a kid. Was that the one made by Fox? Is that the same character?
I'm not quite sure, actually.
Might have been. He did wear a blue thing. Or I'm thinking of the Tick.
No. Yeah, that's the Tick. I think that's the Tick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. But this kid being in it, like this is where you want to support an actor. He's an upcoming actor. He's got a decent range for his age. And he kind of looks like Austin, so I have to, give him props.
Again, I'm excited, for the representation. Yeah. I like it. I think it's great to. He's young. He's
put one of those hash browns on it and send it to the internet.
Oh my gosh, Johnny Lawrence, Cobra Kai. I gotta watch or watch more of it because I have seen a little bit of it. I think I've seen like half of the first season.
Okay.
Maybe the whole first season.
I was surprised. I had very low expectations. Like, okay, look, I don't really care about Karate Kid. This is probably just a nostalgia trip. And while it does have nostalgia stuff, it's actually pretty good, interesting story writing. And this character Johnny Lawrence, who was the villain of the original film,
right.
You still see his villainous, like he's a jerk. He's kind of like ignorant. He says he one kid is Mexican. He's like, I'm not Mexican. I'm actually from South America. But like then he kind of grows attached to this kid.
Right.
I'm so excited. I'm choking on myself.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's cool casting for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what this little HBO Max universe turns out to be. We got Blue Beetle and Batgirl and all this, and so I'm excited. I think it's cool stuff for sure.
Potential to be better than Disney Plus, just because Disney Plus will still kind of keep it TV-14. You know, if they do an Affleck series, it's going to be bloody and violent. The Gotham PD show is going to be, this is the company that gave The Wire. You're not going to get PG like, oh, we have to solve this murder, and the villain's like, oh, I'm going to kick your butt.
From what I hear, Titans gets pretty brutal too. So
I'm struggling through season 2 right now. I love the first season. Season 2, I'm kind of struggling because
that's what I've heard.
It's struggling. Like I feel like I have to eat my.
Talking about a struggle for season 2. I'm kind of, because of some friends that I had. So I started watching the show Dave on FX with Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky as the main character, and I made it through season 1.
I know this show. What am I?
Okay. I made it through season 1. I got it. I got like about. I thought there were like a couple good episodes. And then now it's about 8 episodes into season 2, and the last episode I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm never watching this show again. It is complete garbage.
Like that for me, and I'm not saying people who like the show are stupid or anything. I was kind of like that with Seinfeld. I watched the first season. I got it to season 2, and I guess it just didn't click for me because I was thinking like it wasn't.
I think that one you got to push through a little more. I think I got to push
through a little more. I have to do that with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but
there's only 2 seasons out, but here's the thing. Dave is a comedy show. It attempts to be a comedy show about an extreme, super supreme narcissist that does not change or really have an arc the entirety of the series. Every other character around him changes, has an arc, goes through things, but he stays the exact same for 2 seasons. And it becomes unbearable. It becomes unbearable. There's literally an episode
it's character or the writing in general, or is it like
all of it? His character, the writing. It's absolutely unbearable. It's so bad.
So like Seinfeld, another show that kind of did that for me. I don't begrudge people like it. I watched a season and a half of Mad Men, and I was still like, it's not clicking for me. Like, have you ever watched Mad Men? I mean, I love John Hamm. He's got like that 1950s, 1940s Hollywood good looks to him, and he's charming to watch. But like, I don't get like Breaking Bad. By the end of the first episode, I was like, okay, I can see why this is. Even if the pilot episode's okay, but like, dude, this is going somewhere. Like, I have to see where this goes next. The Wire was another show that by the time I got like a quarter into the first season, I'm like, okay, I got it. Yes, I'm starting to get why people love this show. Mad Men was one that I don't know. It just didn't tickle my fanny, I guess you could say.
Never saw Mad Men. I will say I think I'm gonna start Titans this week. I want to see the new season and all that. And I hear a lot. No. But I hear a lot of back and forth. People like it. People don't. People like it. So I definitely, it's one of those things I want to watch to form my own opinion.
Sometimes with Titans, there's the love story stuff can kind of be like, oh, are we back to this again? Like sometimes it's all right, but then sometimes when it becomes the focus of an episode, I'm like, and I'm not against love stories. When they're done right, they're done right. And it's not like this one is done wrong. It's just like, can we stop with the CW crap for a second? It's right with that. Like, got it. But you're not with me. I'm with you. I've been with you the whole time. And
okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Get the Dick Grayson break into his arm, please. The kid who plays Dick Grayson, I like him.
Yeah, Brendan Thwaites. He's great. He's great.
He's really good.
I've seen him in other stuff, and he's great.
First season was great. I liked the first season a lot. Second season, I'm like on episode 3 or 4. I'm kind of struggling to like. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like. And Justin Hines wrote, "I'm not the target audience for Mad Men." I don't even know if it was that. I just didn't like. I didn't say it was bad, but it was just like, I don't care about this anymore. Like, can we move on? Like, I'm not a meth user, and that's why I like Breaking Bad. I'm like, this is about my life. A good show it gets you pulled into the idea. I like Scarface, but that doesn't mean I want to be a crime lord. Like, you're enjoying it because you're able to. I don't know. I know
exactly.
I think it's the most awarded show in history. I think, right?
I have no idea. Honestly, I never really cared about it or looked into it. Or I know John Hamm was the star.
And you know what? It's a shame. Like I think he's in his late 40s now, but he would have been a great Batman Bruce Wayne if they had done that like 2001. He looks like Batman, ripped out of the comics. A black-haired Batman.
Actually, he would have probably been a good Batman. But yeah, he's definitely, even then he might have been a little older, like maybe early 2000s. He would have been the person to do it.
Yeah, it would have been cool. But early 2000s, that's the era of Daredevil. I don't know if I would have trusted that era to make a Batman movie.
Right, exactly. Ben Affleck with the Daredevil.
Yeah.
Hey man, he got his redemption. He got his redemption,
and what a hell of a job he did.
That's
all
for
right.
Sure.
There is some other news we could get into, but I think this might be a good place to wrap up. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think it's about good. Yeah, about good. Hour 45.
Kathy Griffin, but like that's kind of a downer. And then I want to talk about the films of Wes Craven, but it was his birthday yesterday. But I can do that another day or another show. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for watching. And I want to look, when you left, I was like, watch the audience level drop. People actually stuck with it. I don't know if they were
at the same. More people came in. No, probably.
Actually, it did jump to like 15 at one point, but they were like,
yep.
And it's like changed off. But like, we want to thank you. Ty was saying something like, what was it? Billy Roberts saying he's always plugging his own show. Shamelessly, I plug myself and Austin with Austin. Through Austin.
That's right.
But yeah, what do we got coming? So obviously we're back on Thursday.
Back on Thursday, we got a nightly show Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to be a nightly show or a panel, but you'll know soon enough. Let's see. Friday trivia. Friday is trivia. Thursday, another JIVIN with Jack. Next week, more stuff. We're gonna have a lot of stuff this month, guys. We got some plans. We talked about them yesterday. We got some fun stuff, some other little skits and pre-records and things like that for you guys. That'll be fun for sure. And so, also August 17th. I'm pretty sure is the confirmed date. August 17th now. Again, might change, but I'm pretty sure that's it. We'll be having Enosh Free from the Point Dexter Lounge. Oh. So that'll be a Tuesday JIVIN with Jack with Enosh. So
Enosh.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Looking forward to that.
Next Tuesday. I thought you were saying next Tuesday.
I thought it was too, and then I was messaging during all this.
You pre-game with him. Let's see if there's some topics he wants to talk about, because we actually had fun. Yeah. We had him on, and we're talking about like supernatural things we've seen or might have been supernatural. And he told like a couple of cool stories.
We'll get into some stuff for sure.
We'll get into some stuff, I'm sure. And he's a wonderful person to have, and I want to thank him from Point Dexter Lounge. Also check him out. Listen, I do want to thank all of you. Today was a members-only chat, but I do appreciate you engaging with us. Look,
it did open. It did open up.
Oh, it did open. Oh, perfect. Great. I who did that.
No.
I want the dregs of society. You know how the Statue of Liberty, it says, give me your poor, your weak. I'm like, give me your toxic fandom. Give me
Ty said he did do that.
And make them part of me. Feel the hate flow. If I see a fire, I throw a stick of dynamite. Make it worse. I always say. I'm just joking.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate Justin. Integrity, you were on fire today. Jack Pierre for 5 minutes. Prakash, thank you for stopping by. Oh, we got our first dislike. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got somebody that's been disliking us since yesterday. I think they're after me from the Ayer Cup fandom. I'll take it though. Bring it on.
Fill up the comments with hate. I want your comments to get flagged. I want you to flag so hard. We want it. I've been waiting for hate. I feed on hate. I'm like Emperor Palpatine, the good one from Empire Strikes Back.
Apparently, yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Look, I really appreciate it. JIVIN with Jack is coming. We're just starting our second month. I appreciate you guys sticking by us. Look, who did we have recently? We had Wayne T. Carr. If you haven't checked it out, check that out. Who's the gentleman we had last Friday? I don't want to mispronounce his name. Last Friday, he talked about
Mark Pellegrino?
Sale or
Sil Abdul.
Sil Abdul. Check that out. That was very interesting. I love drama when it doesn't involve me, but that was pretty good. We did a show last night. We talked a lot of the same topics, but now you can hear Tyler's perspective, the wrong perspective. Yes, I was joking. But listen, even if you miss a live stream, do me a favor, check it out. Check it out. Go back and see some of our older stuff too. We did topics like, what do you need to do to pick up Thor's hammer. Stuff like that. Check out those old shows. Leave a like, leave a comment, be hateful. Whoever disliked, go dislike that video, but engage with us.
Yep.
Because, Caden, get ready. Because we do it for you, and we do it for the culture.